What I'm going to do today is I'm going to build an aquarium from a tank that I got on Facebook Marketplace for free, so wish me luck.
Okay, so currently I've got an old rug here, an old dishcloth that's been cleaned, and I'm just going to use that as a base layer for this wood on wood because this needs sanded down anyway and redone, as you can see, but I want to try and cover most of the plant pot circles that I've got here with this wood for the meantime. Now I've given it an air blast, so I've got like a hairdryer and I've got a dog grooming blaster just to go in and out these holes. We went the spiders that came out I'm not even going to get into. Currently I'm just going to go around this dishcloth just so it's not obvious around the edges, because I've tried folding it over and it just doesn't look right. You can see loads of white bits underneath, and I want it to kind of look almost floating without it detrimenting the actual stability of the wood itself. So the easiest way I can do that is just put a nice thin layer underneath of cloth that I'm just going to cut to shape just now, and I'll let you know when it's done.
Okay, so I've finally got round to cutting round all the edges here. It's as the least visible as I'm going to get it, to be honest with you, so I'm happy with that for the meantime. I've now started on the substrate, so all I've done for that is I've put in some Tropica substrate at the bottom, as the base layer, and then I just went for some premium aquatic soil, I think it's called, there we go, and just put a nice big thick layer of that all the way around it. I'm going to add some more, but we've got a good, I would say an inch, maybe inch and a half there so far. I'd like ideally 2 inches all the way around. A little bit of glass showing through the centre just from the way it's structured, but there's nothing I can really do about that. So keep going, put a little bit more of the aquatic soil on, and then probably a layer of decorative sand after that, and then see where we go from there. So keep you guys updated, let's keep going. So just changed it up a little bit. Took one little bit out, you might have seen in the time lapse, of the soil. Just was a little bit too much and I was getting a bit too carried away with myself there. So there's a good layer underneath there that I can't even see. And then just before I put the decorative sand layer on, I forgot my tabs. So I'm going to put about 6 tabs, as you can see here. Probably about 6, maybe, mainly across. Oh, there you go. That's probably more than enough there anyway, but take a couple out. And just give it that extra layer of nutrients before I pack it all down and cap it off with the sand. So that's the next part. Now, I'm being super careful here because usually you can just stick a load of sand in and it's absolutely fine and just create a big thick layer, but because I've got such a shallow tank already and only a deep part in one section, I want to be super careful not to overdo it on the shallow end, so I've actually got room for the fish to swim around in, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to apologise in advance here because the next clip I've actually already put the wood in, I've put the major stone in to hold the wood down and kind of partially decorated it. So this is the really boring part, and then all of a sudden I skipped the really exciting part of actually changing everything around and making it look nice to already being done. But that part is genuinely just trial and error all the time. You know, when you start putting the wood in and you start moving stones around to make it look fancy, it is literally just trial and error until you go, yeah, that'll do, and then you just carry on. So I just go with the flow. I don't spend too much time doing it. I know a lot of people, oh, here we go, there, it's there. See, I just put the wood in, went, yep, that looked good, and then put a stone behind it and went, cool, looks cool. Put a little bit of stone around it for a bit of decoration, and like that's your basics, you know what I mean? You don't need to do much more than that. It just started from this, and then you just build layer by layer. Some plants here and there, some bits and bobs here, a little bit of stone down there, and you just add to it as you feel. So really, really, really straightforward, I promise you. Just pointing out a little bit of glue there that I've stuck in the crevice just to keep it all locked down nice and tight. Bit of rock just scattered about the place. Nice and easy. What I do is a guy called MD Fish Tanks. He just drops it onto the bigger rocks or the wood and then just lets it fall naturally. Seems to work an absolute treat, so I highly recommend watching him. But yeah, looking good so far. I'll give you a quick 360 as this is going to be on the coffee table. Quite a nice little piece once it's all going to be tidied up. I've kept the back nice and simple because I'm going to be sticking a load of plants in here. Hopefully, if we can keep the water level up enough, so just a little bit of short plants in here. They might stick out a bit, but let's see if it works. And we'll take it from there. Right, guys, I would say that's there or thereabouts complete. I do have one plant that I've not yet put on it, which is the Rotella rotundifolia. I did put my peace lily in at the back with a nice bit of substrate. I've got some just trimmings from my big tank over here. So I've got a nice 3 foot here with a load of rainbows and cichlids and all sorts living in there. Did have puffers until recently, unfortunately, cry. However, I got a load of trimmings off that, stuck them in there. Anubias barteri. Oh, can't remember for the life of me what that one is. What else have we got? We've got some reds in the back there. Hopefully that'll bush up nicely if it gets enough light. Or maybe just do a bit of light change like that, maybe. Get those reds popping soon. Got some trimmings down here. Nice big open area for the swimming once it all clears up. As you know, it will be very cloudy for the meantime, but I think for a free piece, this glass and the... oh, apologies. It's me watching a fishing video. Looks cool either way. Shout out to bass and trout for the fly fishing videos, keeping me entertained with the brook trout in the meantime while this goes on. But this piece was absolutely free on Marketplace, which I still can't believe, the wood and the glass. And I had an idea straight away for a paludarium as soon as that came about, and I thought, wow, that's insane. So I've made this little rag underneath it just to stop it scratching this any worse. Already the table's not in the best condition, but what a centerpiece for your coffee table, eh? I think that's quite nice. Let's hope that the glass doesn't break. I think it is hand blown because there's lots of little bubbles and all the rest of it, so it looks as if it is handmade, but oh my goodness, if it cracks, I'll cry for a long time. But what a piece. I'm quite happy with it so far. Wait for it to clear up and then I'll get another video and show you guys soon. But yeah, let's see how this goes. So it's still going to be another week or so before I can really put any kind of creatures in here, like shrimp or snails, for example, because I need the beneficial bacteria to build up before I can actually put anything in. So they've got something to eat. So be another week at least before I want to even touch that. But as soon as I do, of course, I'll do a video, post it up and let you guys see it. I'll probably be doing a review of this in like the next 3 months just to show you how it actually went and how it's all going and any kind of problems that I've came across. But hopefully you can see this one next to me. This is my kind of bigger tank that I've got. I used to have a lot of all sorts of things in here. They've now been moved around, etc. But I might do a separate video on that in the near future as well. So keep your eyes peeled. But until then, thank you again for watching. One thing I did want to mention was the cost of doing this. So a lot of people think it's like loads and loads and loads a lot of the time, and like some people think it's absolutely nothing depending how you do it. So I just wanted to be totally transparent. I've already mentioned that I got the glass and the wood on Marketplace for free. The piece of wood in the center of the aquarium itself was actually a piece of wood from when I was out a walk with the dogs. I saw a dead pine tree and I looked over at it and it was like properly, you know, it had been waterlogged for years and years, and I thought, I'm going to snap a bit off that. You know, what's the worst that can happen? Filed it down when I got home, let it dry obviously for a long time, waterlogged it again for a couple of days, first of all, completely submerged in water, and then dried it, and then took all the kind of flaky bits off the edge, just a quick file, quick sand, and a quick just rough down just to get it all nice and smooth so it wouldn't leak into the water. And so far it's been absolutely fine. There was a little bit of tannings for 2 or 3 days, but apart from that it's not been a problem. The quartz, the big kind of yellowy pinky quartz that's in the back, again I paid I think £7 for that from the fish store, and it was just because it stood out to me. That's the only reason I bought it. Otherwise I would have just taken some gravel or whatever from outside in the driveway, for example, you know. So really not a huge big cost at all. The peace lily, it was a tiny thing like this when I got it from Lidl, and it was literally like £1 or £1.50, so again not a big cost. The biggest cost would definitely have been the aquarium plants. That's the only thing that I can think of that is a fair cost if you're to buy them. Thankfully I've obviously got this big tank in the background that I can take a load of trimmings from. I've already made that investment into these plants, but yeah, that's the only thing really that I would say is the big cost for setting something like this up. So please don't be put off. So it's now been a couple of weeks since we set up the tank. We have now put some jelly blue shrimp in. There were 2 different kinds at the shop. There was like a kind of an electric blue colour and a darker blue colour. I went with the darker blue and I've got about 6 of them. They just kind of add to it. They look absolutely lovely. I've also put the cherry shrimp that I had in a quarantine tank in as well. So they've been sitting in a quarantine tank for months now, not really doing much, just living with a load of plants and algae, living quite happily. So when I kind of pulled them all out, I noticed there was maybe 10 plus babies, only a week or so old. They can't be more than like 1 or 2 millimeters long, so they were quite hard to swap over the tanks with, but managed it all successfully, no deaths, so all looking absolutely perfect. And then what I've also done is I've got some chili rasboras and stuck them in as well. Only 6 or 7 of them. They're absolutely lovely though. They just add to the tank so much instead of just shrimp in the tank. So the 6 shrimp, the chili rasboras, and some cherry shrimp as well. Looks fantastic. So I'm going to show you some videos just now. Let me know what you think. I absolutely love it.